Hello everyone, it's Vicki here today designing for Bramble Fox, and I am using the last of my pieces from the October FoxBox, and it's an Autumn Glory title. I also have that fox there which I don't end up using, and I have the little paper snips as well that come with the FoxBox. So I'm using the Simple Stories Harvest Market collection, and I just want to put some colour on my background. And I want to use some pattern papers, but I don't want to use them for the whole page. So what I'm doing is cutting three pieces of paper on the same angle, and I'm going to arrange those on the page slightly staggered, so you'll see what I mean once I start to stick it down, I think. So I chose those three papers. I love the blue, it's got some orange in, so I wanted to have some orange sticking, and then the yellow I wanted to match with the Autumn Glory title. I have two photos. One is of some really beautiful autumn trees at Weston Burt here in the UK, and the other one is of my dogs playing in the leaves there. I don't have either of those dogs sadly anymore, but that's Pompey and Lily, my old Labradors. So yeah, okay, so I'm just distressing the edges of those pieces of paper. I tried to tear it along the ruler, but Simple Stories paper is pretty good quality and it doesn't tear very well along a ruler, and I made a bit of a mess of it. But so I decided to cut and distress instead. So I'm sticking them down, so you'll see how that works. I cut them all the same size. I could have cut them, of course, smaller, but I cut them the same size, and then I'm using the top of the page as a guide to where to stick them. And that helps me out a lot. So you can just see a bit of the orange, and the yellow is more prominent there underneath. And then I want to arrange my photos, and I do faff around quite a lot with these photos. You'll probably get bored of watching, but I think I'm going to put them one way and then I change them, and I do end up having them the same way in the end. But I'm backing each photo with some paper. I'm just cutting around each one and tearing along one edge just for a bit of extra dimension and interest there. And I'm putting two colours on the bottom one, but just one on the top there. So I'm going to stick the photos. Did I already stick the photos to the backing? Did I miss that while I was yabbering away? No, there we go. So I'm going to stick the photos to the paper and then begin my little dance of moving them around. Just trim that edge a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to put some foam on the back of each photo just to pop those up off the page a little bit. And it's very unusual for me to stick photos without putting my embellishments on, but because I moved these around so much and I just wanted to stick them once I found a place so that I wasn't tempted to move them anymore, because you know, things have got to get done. I can't sit in my craft room all day moving around two photos. So here we go. I decided on this position and I'm sticking them down. So they're there now. And I'm happy with how that looks. It was my original thought, so yeah, I should have just gone with it in the first place. Okay, so now I'm going to pick out some embellishments. There's some great little embellishments in here: trees, scarecrows, sunflowers, little trucks. I don't actually use the little truck, but they're really, really great for autumn photos. And I think if you have pumpkin patch photos, this collection will be perfect. And then, of course, the Bramble Fox for October FoxBox is perfect to go with it. I mean, they're a match made in heaven, I think. Okay, so I've just cut a tag in half there, which I'm poking out the top and bottom of my photo. I'm going to put some journaling on those later, but even at the end when I photograph this, they're not on there. I hadn't got round to it, but that's where I'm going to put. I'm just going to put the place we were and the date onto those little tags. Okay, and I've got all these little leaves in the collection from the die cuts, and I want to give an impression of falling leaves. So I spread some around, and it's not really working for me, and I do something slightly different with them later, but I do still use most of them. So these are chipboard. I'm going to use this little wheelbarrow with pumpkins in, which I think is super cute. And I've got these pieces, these are called page pieces, and I'm going to use a giant tree out of here to go with my other tree, and I'm also going to pick out some more leaves. They've got some slightly bigger ones in here, and the floral as well there. Always got to have floral on my layouts. I don't know if I've ever made a layout without florals. I'll have to look. Yeah, so there we go. So I'm going to stagger those trees just like that, and my title's going to go there, the florals are going to go there, and I'm just sort of arranging. I'm going to start sticking things soon. There's so many things to put down that I'm getting lost, and I need to start sticking. So I'm going to put some foam on the back of the tree. The big tree, well, both trees actually, the big tree on the side, and then just onto the trunks of the tree so that they are popped up. And then the little tree will sit on top of the photo and the big tree. And I think those look really nice there. And they work really well because the diagonal background, they sit at the bottom of the diagonal, and then that makes them the perfect height for each other, I think. And I think that works really well. Okay, so I'm sticking down my title. I'm using Scotch tacky glue, and that sticks down really easily just there on top of the photos. You've got a little bit of movement to start with, and then it sticks solidly. Bit of foam on my scarecrow, who I love. How cute is he? And I'm going to put the wheelbarrow up there next to him now. And I always use glue on chipboard pieces because I find that they stick to start with, and then they often fall out in your album over time. So I like to stick those down to make sure they don't go anywhere later. And pumpkins stuck down, and my floral stuck down. Just sticking everything to the page that I've got in place so far. I'm putting another pumpkin over here on the right, which I think is really cute. This is on the little Brad's pack. And I'm going to put also a couple of Brads. One says fall, and the other has a pumpkin on it. And I think they work quite well in there. This layout's pretty heavy, I have to say. 3 pieces of pattern paper and all these bits and pieces. It's one of my heavier layouts, to be honest. So I'm just going to stick some leaves up here on the right. The big ones going on foam, and then I'm going to put a couple of smaller ones in. And then, what am I thinking next? I'm going to put a couple down there on the right hand side at the bottom next to the pumpkin. And I'm going to use this little paper snips. It's a circle. You have, excuse me, we have some little acrylic pieces that come to put on top of them to make them into flare. And I just stick those on and cut them out. You can use a 1-inch circle punch, but I just cut them out. And so that's going on there, and that looks super cute. And then the final thing I'm going to do is add some scattered leaves down here on the left, just next to the picture of the dogs in the leaves. And I'm going to put them on foam so that they sort of give a bit of extra dimension to the page. And then that's the final thing I do. And upcoming very soon is the final layout. I think. There it is. There is the final layout. I hope it's inspired you to use your October FoxBox. Lovely fall colours in there. There's some close-ups coming up as well. Please do subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. I would love to see you subscribe, and I post 3 or 4 every month, so there'll be plenty for you to watch. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. This has been Vicky for Bramble Fox. Thank you. Bye bye.